All the links you need to join my chat or take action on the course or the mentorship are here. Otherwise, click that Twitter link to private message me. How's it going, everyone? It's Louis Crypto here. I'm back with another Bitcoin update. I did say that I wasn't going to make too many updates on Bitcoin unless it's super important, but as we were saying in the last few updates, that this retest over here, so the last Bitcoin update was on Monday after this retest of the key moving averages over here, using them as resistance. So although we are still holding somewhat of a support, there are a few support levels, to be honest, guys. You can draw boxes. That's what I tend to do. So over here we got a nice retest of this resistance and support, and we're still holding it, and we got a nice retest there, support as well. But we can increase this to that body over there and drag it across, so we know that it's this area that's holding as support for Bitcoin. And of course, we've been saying on the channel there's this shoulder, head and shoulder. Please be aware that this pump into here is just going to be resistance, and then looking for this low to be broken for the continuation to the 200 EMA, which is at about 24.8 to 25k, which be retesting this previous resistance of our range over here. And it was ever since this FTX capitulation, which began right there, ever since reclaiming and confirming its support once and twice over here, we've been looking for bullish continuation, simply because this is where we lost our 6-month, 5-month long low from summer last year, in which I was saying as long as 18.6k holds, we're bullish, guys. So every time we came down to it, I was just saying we need to hold 18.6k to go up. And we actually started going up right over here just before the FTX capitulation happened. And we actually, in fact, formed a bullish cross, signaling that it wanted to come to the range high. So if FTX did not happen, if this didn't happen, then we would have got this sort of motion over here much earlier, if you understand what I mean. And then we would have gone up and done this head and shoulders. So in fact, this might have been a lot earlier, maybe even in February. But because of the FTX capitulation, that was like a unexpected event, let's say a black swan or whatever, because it was you can't really call it, you can't really call it. Let me just get rid of this for you. And that's potentially what's going to happen. We really are maybe just looking for a retest of this area, but there is another chart, which is the CME chart over here, which I've already shown you over on Monday. So this would be the inverse head and shoulders neckline, shoulder, or this is the whole shoulder, head, and this is our right shoulder over here. However, we do have a CME gap. It's this green box over here that is the target. So it doesn't necessarily mean 100% it's going to happen, but more likely than not, CME gaps are filled. So that's the scenario where, let's go back to let's just check the levels, 20,300 to 21,300. So it's a 1k area exactly. So I'm going to go back to this chart now. And so, yeah, essentially what needs to happen is we're below the moving averages, still holding them as resistance, but we are actually holding this as support. So we're in this tight range between 26.4 and 27.5. So another 1k range over here. And if we were to go ahead and close daily candles below 26,468, then we are going to get this continuation down back to the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders, which actually has a target, I think, at about 36 to 38k. And that's actually quite interesting, because if we actually refer back to the Bitcoin CME chart over here, we have a CME gap that has not been filled at about 34.5 to almost, to about 36k. Yeah, let's drag it up a little bit more. $50 off. There we go, 36k. So that's quite interesting. Which one do you personally think will be met first? Please let me know in the comment section below. But otherwise, let's go back to our actual Bitcoin chart on the Bybit, just because most people are trading over there. So yeah, more volume. So let's go to the 4-hour right now, because we did actually have a double bottom yesterday. But as we came up to the neckline, this is what I mentioned in the quant video yesterday. If we wanted, Bitcoin and quant was setting up quite nicely. It had a double bottom. So if at the time of the recording we were somewhat over here and we had a double bottom, however, this pattern will not play out unless we're seeing candle closes above this area. So we're on the 4-hour time frame now, so we need 4-hour candle closes above, not only just one. After that one, if we were to come down, you can't lose it, so you need to hold and then break the high that we created, and then continuation. That would have been the case. And so what I said in yesterday's quant update, although this is a Bitcoin one, is that whatever Bitcoin is going to do, quant will follow. And yes, they were setting up bullish, but of course without any break of this is one time that you've come into this resistance, and this is the second time you've come into this resistance without without breaking it. So you could say that this is a double top, and we can see that was the case. But as we mentioned earlier in the update, this key area of support we can see is still being defended over here. Guys, if you haven't already, please do like this video, leave a comment for the algorithm, and share it if you can. That's what I'm most appreciative of, if you can share it, because it's going to push this video out to every single person that you know and bring new eyes to the video. So if you can share, that's incredible. And yeah, this break to the upside would have been a target of about 28,600, but without any break to the upside, there is potential downside. Let me just take this to where we currently are. Yes, here we go. So we fell below the top end of this area of support. So the top end now becomes resistance, and this is our support. We can see this clearly by all the wick projections showing that we lost this area of support, coming down to this one, still confirming it there as support, but then bouncing and failing on multiple 4-hour periods in a row to actually close above this. If it were to close as is, would be the 16th hour of actually failing to close above. So for me personally, unless we're getting volume breakout over here heading back to this high, which could definitely happen, until that moment, because we have these wicks over here. Let me just even mark this wick out right there. So until we break above 27,000, there's higher chances that we come down and test this area of support. So between this lowest body back down to the white line, but to the green line, not white line. So over here at 26,600 and 26,475. So until we break above 27k, that is the expectation that we come back and test these lows, and it could be actually forming this larger double top, which we actually could be breaking out of. So we would wait for this low to be lost, and then we can take the target down to there. So yeah, we would be coming back down to a 25k price target. Let's go back to the daily time frame and see what this looks like if we can add the moving averages back on as well. So yeah, we can see that it would almost be testing these previous wicks. So I would personally believe that even though the target is there, wherever the 200 EMA is at that time, we will retest it. So I wouldn't even worry too much about that specific target out of the M pattern. But yeah, it's nice to know that we are prepared for both directions. We are just currently ranging between the two. And again, as I said, we're only going to head back up to our range high over here where the double top is if we're breaking through the moving averages as well as this wick high over here. But again, this is now acting as a resistance. This 26.8 to 27k area is acting as a resistance, looking to retest this low over here, this new green box that I've shown you. And if we were to actually break out to the upside, please do expect alts to follow along. But although I've said, yeah, we need to break above this, there's also that 200 EMA is. You see how what I like to look at is this previous high over here, this lower high, and then we come down and then we come back up, and then it's looking for that continuation lower, but we're still at key levels of support that can send us higher. So if this is going to be an uptrend, guys, I would like to see clearance of this high over here. So if for us to be confident that we are going to start heading up back to our the high points of this range towards 29, 30, 31k, then I'd like to see a break of this lower high over here, because that's a break of downtrend structure if we're making a higher high over this. Because at the moment this is an impulse down and we're correctively coming up looking for continuation lower, but what's stopping us at the moment is this key support, because this is also an impulse and a correction down before potential continuation to this high point over here. So if you enjoyed that video, please do leave a thumbs up, comment below and share it, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want me to teach you, I can do so as well. Head over to my link tree. All the links you need are pinned in the comment section and description down below. You can even find it in the top right corner. Simply message me over on my Twitter or take action on my course, which you will have for life. If you want to take action on the full plan of mentorship, I'm going to throw in my course. You're also going to become a member for 3 months for completely free, and then you can decide if you want to stay on. So in the membership level, if you just want to join as a member, it is £20. All students that take action on the course or the mentorship will be getting it for £10 if they decide to stay on after their free 3 months. But if you just want to become a member, what we do is weekly group calls. You're going to also get my videos out early, and you're going to join my chat. I share my own trading signals, so what I'm personally doing, my crypto investments. I call out chart patterns if I'm seeing them, just like as I do in the videos, and in weekly group calls with the chat. So already on Tuesday we did a weekly group call where we were trading together, trying out new strategies all together as a group. And if you want to be part of a tight-knit community where we're genuinely all helping each other, and of course I will be taking what I'm putting in there. Again, I'm only sharing what I'm doing. I'm not posting things in there for you guys to do. I'm just posting what I'm personally doing, and then you decide what you want to do with that information, simply because it's just not financial advice. I can't do that. I'm not a financial advisor. So I'm just essentially sharing what I'm personally doing and what I'm seeing in the market. So if you want a community like that, and again, we're going to be doing a group call again this Saturday, so that would be 2 for this week. We should be doing a minimum of 4 sessions a month, but yeah, sometimes we will be doing more. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.